Good morning, Tigers. This is Mrs. Chandler. I hope you guys had a good weekend and are ready for another week of remote learning. I want to thank you guys, as always, for sharing your activities with me. I saw lots of amazing things with your kindness jars last week and your acts of kindness that you guys are doing to spread joy and to spread cheer. This is a really important time that we continue to do those things. So I just want to thank you for sharing those with me. Today, we're going to talk about big feelings. So a few weeks ago, we talked about just lots of different feelings and how that's normal to be having lots of feelings. But right now, a lot of people are having really big feelings that are hard to, you just don't know what to do with them. So we might be feeling frustrated, we might be feeling really sad or even mad, scared, and it's feeling really big in our hearts right now. And what do we do with those feelings? We have to talk about what kind of coping skills we can use to kind of handle those feelings. So today, we're going to read a book that I really like, and we're going to be talking about superheroes and how right now everybody has to be a superhero. And I know that you guys can do that. So we're going to read this book, and this book is called Even Superheroes Have Bad Days. Believe it or not, they have bad days. And we're going to have a little activity where we can talk about some fun things to do. So join me with Even Superheroes Have Bad Days by Shelley Becker. This is a really cool book with good pictures too. When superheroes don't get their way, when they're sad, when they're mad, when they have a bad day, they could use superpowers to kick, punch, and pound. They could shriek, they could screech with an ear-piercing sound. They could crush wooden crates and bend metal gates. They could throw trucks and buses across several states. They could knock over buildings like towers or blocks and crumble the streets into rubble and rocks. They could use laser eyes to ignite forest fires or fling boomerangs to deflate the town's tires. But upset superheroes have all sorts of choices. Instead of destruction and loud, livid voices, they burn angry steam off with speed, light hiking, or super extreme outer space mountain biking. They race to the rescue of people in need and delight in the joy of a super good deed. They hatch super plans to help banish world sadness, building fabulous theme parks for giggles and gladness. They chase wanted bad guys with supercharging zing, dragging hundreds to jail while police dance and sing. They track down and tame super menacing beasts and transform pity parties to victory feasts. But displeased superheroes who don't feel serene could have super temptation to cause a bad scene. They could blast icy blizzards on hot afternoons or walloping twisters and monster typhoons. They could spin super webs super far, super sticky, and tangle up towns with their silk, super icky. They could rotate the planet and mess up world time, or sit back and relax while the world fills with crime. When superheroes don't get their way, when they're sad, when they're mad, when they've had a bad day, they could super rampage. They could, but they don't. Because real superheroes just wouldn't. They won't. Instead, they dig down to their super best part, the strong superpowers contained in their heart. And using their talents as true heroes should, they battle the urge to do harm, though they could. They acknowledge their sorrow, their anger, their pain, as they wait for their super emotions to wane. It's okay if they frown. It's okay if they sigh. It's even okay if they slump down and cry. But then they get up and get on with their day, saving the world in their most super way. You guys, I love this book. I love this book because it shows you that even superheroes, think about all the superheroes that we love, Captain America and Iron Man and all those awesome superheroes. It talks about that even they have bad days, and that's okay. So what we really need to think about is what kind of coping skills that we can use when we are having bad days. So they talked about how they could get really mad and do really mean things. They could, but they won't. They're going to use their heart to find better ways to deal with their big, big feelings. So there are healthy ways and unhealthy ways to deal with these feelings. Unhealthy ways are like yelling or screaming or being aggressive with your body. So hitting or punching or kicking, those are all really unhealthy ways. So we have to think of healthy ways that are good for our hearts, good for the people around us, good for our bodies, that are going to help us with these big, big feelings. So this was all about superheroes. So I have a fun little activity for you to do today, and that is to create a superhero cape. Now, some of you might have big paper at home or tape where you can make some big superhero cape, and some of you may not. I only have small paper at home. So what I did was I made my own superhero cape, but it's very simple. So what I did is I made my own superhero cape that has symbols on it. And these symbols, I know what they mean. And these are healthy ways that I can handle my big feelings. So I'm going to show you guys what my symbols mean. Okay, let's start up here at the top. Up at the top is an eyeball and a hand. And I'm just going to let you guys know that I'm not a very good artist, and that's okay, but I just still did my best. So I have an eyeball and a hand, and that is because one of my coping skills is called grounding. And I don't know if you know what grounding is, but grounding is when you get yourself to kind of take a breath and think about your five senses. So you think about what you can see, you can think about what you can touch, what you can hear, what you can smell, and what you can taste. And you might not be able to taste something all the time or smell something, but if you think about what's going on around you with your senses, it gets your body to take a breath and to take a break from whatever you're feeling in that moment. So you might be feeling frustrated with a sibling, or you might be feeling scared about what's going on. But if you do this grounding exercise, it gets you to stop and just be really present in the moment and think about what is going on right here in this moment. So once again, it's things that you can see, things that you can touch, things that you can hear, things that you can smell, and things that you can taste. And you get yourself to really think about those things and live in the moment right then and there. And then you move on with something else. Okay? So that's my symbol for that one. This next one is a heart. Doing kind things for other people always makes you feel good. This is a really good thing that you can do when you're having these big feelings. Do something kind for someone. It's going to make you feel really good. This next one is my lovely drawing of a stuffed animal teddy bear. And I think it was last week we talked about belly breathing, or 2 weeks ago we talked about belly breathing for when we're feeling worried. And I saw this really cool suggestion, an easy way to do belly breathing before you go to bedtime. Because lots of times we're laying in bed and we're thinking about really big things, or we're nervous or scared about something, and we have big feelings, and it's hard for us to fall asleep. So a cool way to do belly breathing is to lay on your back and pick one of your favorite stuffed animals and put it on your belly. And then if you do that belly breathing, where you breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth, and your stuffed animal's on your belly, you're going to see your stuffed animal go up and down, and that's how you know that you're doing it right. So that is a really cool way to do belly breathing before you go to bed, so that you feel like you're ready to go to sleep and you feel rested and you feel relaxed. I really like that one. This next one is a very small little piece of paper with different colors. Some of you might remember our problem scale. And our problem scale is 1 to 5. And we talk about 1, 2 problems being really small problems. And then we talk about 5 problems being big emergency size problems. And then we also talk about how our reaction needs to match the size of our problem. So if we're having a 1, 2 problem, we should have a 1, 2 reaction. So if I can't figure something out with this assignment that my teacher gave me, screaming or yelling at my mom would not match the size of my problem. That reaction doesn't match. So we need to make sure that our reactions match the size of our problem. And I know we've talked about this in every classroom at LPS. So it's really important to continue to do that at home. So that's a strategy for me, is like if I'm getting angry about something, I might stop and ask myself, Mrs. Chandler, what size is that problem? Is it necessary that I'm having these really big feelings for something that's really little? Especially when you have siblings and we have this remote learning, we got to think, how big is this problem? Is it an emergency or is it a small problem? And then make sure your reaction matches the size of your problem. And this last one is a little thought bubble, a word bubble. And we've talked about this too, is I statements. So just being able to tell someone how you're feeling. If you're angry maybe you might be angry at your mom because you're trying to figure out this assignment and you just can't figure it out and you're getting angry. You might tell your mom, Mom, I'm feeling really frustrated. I don't understand this problem. Can you please try and help me understand it? Using those I statements, we talked about that a few weeks ago. So that's another great coping skill that you can use. So I just put 5 symbols on here for my coping skills. You guys can do whatever. I'm always encouraging you guys to be super creative with these. You can do as many or as little as you want, just as long as you know that you have a few healthy coping skills to help you when you're having these really big feelings. And I'm going to tell you now, it's okay to have those big feelings. We're all having these big feelings right now, and that's okay. We just need to make sure that we have some good coping skills to make those really, really big feelings seem a little bit smaller. So I want you to remember, superheroes, they have bad days, and we're going to have bad days too. That's okay. This is a really different time right now, and we're all feeling lots of different things, and that is totally okay. Just make sure that you are planning your own healthy coping skills and using them. Okay, we're not hitting, we're not yelling, screaming, being aggressive. We're going to come up with healthy coping skills. Okay, so my challenge for you is to come up with your own superhero cape. You can do it however you would like and share it with me. I want to see these superhero capes, and I want to see if I could try and figure out your symbols. Or if you want to explain them to me in a video, I would love that too. So please send me pictures, videos, anything that you want of your superhero capes. I would love to see them. Okay, friends, hang in there. We're in this together. All LPS Tigers are together in this, and we can help with these big, big feelings. If you need anything at all, don't hesitate to reach out to me. All right? I love you. I miss you. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Stay positive and use those healthy coping skills. Okay, bye. Love you.